Today we are gathering in this house on a special sitting with grief and sorrow to send off a distinguished colleague.
On Thursday, 22nd December 2022, Parliament paid tribute to former Serere County Member of Parliament, Honorable Patrick Okabe, who passed away in a motor accident alongside his wife, Christine Okabe, on Monday, 19th December 2022. During a special sitting to pay tribute to him, members of Parliament observed that indiscipline by drivers and narrowness of roads were the leading causes of accidents in Uganda and called for better road discipline. The Prime Minister, Robin Anabanja, moved the motion to pay tribute to the deceased.
We have sung the issue of accidents in Uganda, and nothing is happening, and most of these accidents are created out of recklessness, out of negligence. So as a ministry, and you know what accidents live with us? They leave us with the injuries, causing mortality, and the trauma that we go through. We must think of a solution as legislators on what do we do next on this kind of accidents.
He is remembered for leading a crusade to foster unity and the harmony among TESO members of Parliament. At a time, he was elected a leader of TESO parliamentary group.
The Honorable Patrick Okabe was a very distinguished leader who served without discrimination. He served the children, he served the widows, he served the elderly, he served the women, he served the men, and in all their colors, regardless of their party affiliation or their creed.
Him and other colleagues founded the Parliamentary Malaria Forum, and he was the treasurer of the forum. Unfortunately, or fortunately, he's the only one who survived from the 10th Parliament to the 8th Parliament from the forum leaders.
I'm not sure if it wouldn't be proper that I invoke, that we invoke Rule 61 of our rules as I seek an amendment to what would be the prayers of the motion moved to include the prevalence of a government to reinstate the enforcement of speed governors in this country.
The people of Serere fondly refer to him as the lion of Serere. Right, Honorable Speaker, there lies the lion of Serere. We shall dearly miss him. We shall miss his modesty, his decency, and may the Almighty Lord grant him eternal peace.
When he fundraised a few weeks ago, his money went to village savings groups. And by the time he died, all the villages in his constituency had benefited with 1 million shillings.
He used all his abilities to serve God through his communication ministry, through as a politician and as a preacher. He preached to many souls. And indeed, he fulfilled the word of God in the Bible, that faith without action is nothing.
On Friday, 23rd December 2022, Parliament received a motion for a resolution of Parliament to pass a vote of censure against Honorable Persis Namuganza, the State Minister for Lands, Housing and Urban Development. The motion for censure was moved by Honorable Okot John Amos, the Member of Parliament for Agago North County.
She went ahead and wrote to the Speaker about the same, which I felt I should bring on the record of Parliament so that everything is very clear. That on the 7th December 2022, while Parliament was in session, I objected to the debate of the above captioned report on grounds of sub judice. I laid on table and informed the Speaker and Parliament before the debate ensued that I had filed a constitutional petition number 41 of 2022 challenging the actions and omissions that led to the report, and the petition is pending determination, and that the debate was barred by the rule of sub judice. This is the Honorable Namuganza writing to the Speaker of Parliament challenging my ruling. So the Speaker has responded. I'm also going to read to you the response from the Speaker. The courts of law have on numerous occasions ruled that a matter is not sub judice where the petitioner reigned court after Parliament had commenced investigations into the matter. The court matter must have been filed prior to the commencement of the parliamentary inquiry. In this case, your petition was filed in court after the notice of motion of censure had been duly served on the clerked Parliament. At that stage, no matter was pending before court, and the notice of motion for censure could not prejudice a court matter which was not yet lodged in court.
I beg to move a motion for resolution of Parliament to pass a vote of censure against Honorable Persis Namuganza, Princess, State Minister for Lands, Housing and Urban Development. Parliament, while considering the report of the ad hoc committee on the Naguru-Nakawa land allocations, found that Honorable Persis Namuganza, Princess, abused our office and authority by directing Uganda Land Commission to allocate land to entities while purporting to communicate presidential directives which were non-existent, and resolved that Honorable Persis Namuganza, Princess, be held accountable for abuse of office.
It is in my strong opinion, Right Honourable Speaker and members, that we should stand strong in disciplining any member who tries to offend the dignity of Parliament. But Right Honourable Speaker, why I'm even more convinced on this motion is that the person in question is not a first offender.
We are not censoring her because of our personal and individual differences with other members. But we are looking at the parliamentary institutions and our conduct as the minister.
I'm going to inform the President within 72 hours, and then after 14 days, we shall appoint a select committee which shall process the motion and listen to the Honorable Namuganza, where she will appear either in person or with her lawyer, and ensure that indeed she responds to the issues in the petition.
In the same sitting, the House received a report of the Committee on Health on a field visit to West Nile and Northern Uganda to assess the scope of works executed by BMK Uganda Limited. The works fall under the Uganda Reproductive Maternal and Child Health Services Improvement Project.
Between July 2022 and October 2022, the ministry reports that the contractor BMK had abandoned the site and there was no progress of works, and had held several meetings reminding and trying to map a way forward. However, when the committee visited the site in the company of the district engineers, the district health officers and the local area politicians, they found that BMK had resumed works, and in most of the sites they were at roofing stage. And that's how the committee comes with the figure of between 55 to 80%. That was between 28th November 2022 and 2nd December 2022. In light of the committee's findings that the Ministry of Health erred by liquidating the performance guarantee without the following due diligence process, the Ministry of Health should refund to BMK the sum of 7,761,835.47 shillings under the performance guarantees.
The recurring issue is this hybrid contract, which we have had discussions over and over about, because the district, as mentioned in the report, are not able to do any supervision because of those limitations. They feel privileged to be in the constituencies. So it is my prayer that we adopt the report as is.
Given the fact that 80% of the work is being realized and we want to realize the project in time, I really join the committee to pray that BMK is left with this contract to do the job to the end, so that the people of the West Nile can benefit from this service.
We have, as cabinet, brought here proposals where government is supporting some companies
I think we should come up with a procedure and the principles under which who should be supported so that it is transparent and clear for everybody.
So action taken on the report by 10th of January.
The House also received the budget framework paper for the financial year 2023-2024.
I beg to lay the National Budget Framework paper, financial year 2023-24 and financial year 2027-28. Honorable Speaker, is definitely accompanied by the gender and equity compliance on the National Budget Framework paper for financial 2023/2024, 2027, 2028. I beg to lay.
Thank you. Thank you, Honourable Minister, and thank you for complying with our Rule 144, our Rules of Procedure. And it's hereby referred to the Committee on Budget, but also the relevant sector committees will have to pick out components which are relevant to their committees.
The Minister for Gender, Labour and Social Development, Honourable Betty Amongi, and the Deputy Attorney General, Honourable Jackson Kafuzi, presented the Employment Amendment No. 2 Bill 2022 and the Law Revision Miscellaneous Amendments Bill 2022, respectively.
I beg to submit.
Thank you.
The Member of Parliament for Hoima East Division, Honourable Patrick Isingoma, raised concerns of failure to pay December salaries for public servants ahead of the Christmas holidays.
On the news, I saw the cow of Nakaseke, reporting that he will not be paying civil servants salaries for December, and for December this year, until I think mid or end of January. Right, Honourable Speaker, even the other day I read a copy of a letter from my cow in Hoima, the same scenario. So, Right Honourable Speaker, now that we are here, can we really know what is happening?
If there is any institution or sector that draws salaries on the treasury and that money has not yet been given or even sent, then there must be a procedural problem.
After releasing 50% of the revised wage budget to cover quarter 1 and 2, some votes have continued to report wage shortfalls, indicating that they are unable to pay salaries for December 2022 due to insufficient funds caused by inadequate budgeting, not necessarily relating to salary enhancements. In the interim, we have decided to front-load quarter 3 expenditure limits for wage to enable the affected votes pay salaries for December 2022.
We also agreed to meet again in January to review the payrolls of all local governments and realign the budget.
We have committed, according to what the information my colleague has given us, we will work on that money even today.
With that, colleagues, I wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I adjourn the House sign die.